Welcome back. Well, we knew things were moving along in Japan, but I didn't think they would move along this quickly. Already in Japan, we're dealing with, what do we have here? Japan, a newspaper, the Asahi, let's get it on the screen here. The Asahi Shimbun. It's Asia and Japan Watch is what this is. This paper, this newspaper here. Now, how big is this newspaper? Well, it says here, let's see if we can get it so you guys can see this. The Asahi Shimbun, AJW, is the English language digital version of the Japan's leading daily newspaper. Founded in 1879, the newspaper is the nation's most respected daily Japanese language newspaper, and it has a circulation of nearly 8 million. 8 million. Wow. That's how big this newspaper is. So we think of Jehovah's Witnesses as an organization as a whole, it only has about 8 million, if it even has that anymore. So this one newspaper is reporting this on November 9th, yesterday, 2023. 159 reported being sexually abused as Jehovah's Witnesses. That's the headline. So it shows a picture here of, looks like, says it's a former Jehovah's Witness, said she was sexually abused by a senior follower when she was a child. Isn't that the case with a lot? So if you haven't been following Japan, while they're running the second generation, they're speaking out, and the Unification Church was up, and they put forth, the government wants to shut them down, and they're trying to buy their way out. Quite the mess. So now it looks like Jehovah's Witnesses are up to bat, and their articles are coming out, and it's sex abuse. The Unification Church seemed like there was a lot of money issues. Current and former Jehovah's Witnesses reported 159 cases of sexual abuse by followers, many at the hands of those in positions of authority, according to a survey conducted by an apostate group. Now, folks, in this article, in Japan, there's a lot of graphic stuff. I'm just going to read it. So if you're a younger audience, you might not want to watch this. So here we go. The group of former second-generation followers called JW Child Abuse Damage Archive released the findings to relevant government ministries and agencies on November 7th. So that'd be a year ago. And it plans to hold a news conference on November... Oh no, that's just the other day. So just a couple of days ago on November 7th. So we know the second generation has been doing all these studies on the second generation Unification Church and Jehovah's Witnesses. So November 7th, just a few days ago, they released this. And it plans on holding a news conference on November 28th. So that's coming up. We'll keep you guys posted. So just subscribe and you won't miss it. Now, members of the group said they hope that the problem will be investigated as a social issue and serve as a wake-up call for human rights violation that can occur in other religions as well. In the survey, the group solicited responses online in July and received 159 valid responses. So this is just starting, folks, just last July, 159 valid responses. So let's see what they say. Now, 35 respondents said they had been sexually abused by followers when they were minors, and the sexual abuse they suffered included 24 cases of being touched on the body, over clothing, or directly, 11 of being viewed or photographed in underwear or naked, 9 of having lips, tongue, or other parts of the body applied to the body, and 4 of being forced to have sex. The respondents were allowed to choose multiple responses. 19 respondents said the perpetrators was a member in a position of authority, such as an elder, who is a regional leader, and a ministerial servant who has assisted elders. When they were sexually abused, 7 respondents were preschoolers, 19 were elementary school pupils, and the remaining 9 were junior high school students or older. Separately, 139 respondents said they had been shown publications including sexually explicit materials inappropriate for their age, or had been told stories including sexually explicit materials. These acts are considered sexual abuse under welfare ministry guidelines released at the end of last year. In addition, 42 respondents said they had been forced to discuss with elders and others about their sexual experiences before an official committee hearing, like an elders meeting or something. 42. The International Christian Denomination, which was founded in the United States, talking about Jehovah's Witness organization, in the 1870s, preaches that premarital sex is condemned in the Bible. Jehovah's Witnesses told the Asaya Shimbun, "We do not tolerate child abuse in any form. In particular, sex abuse of children is an extremely evil act, and we abhor such acts." This is their common statement that they make. I read it in every article. According to the Jehovah's Witness website, there are currently about 8.7 million members in 239 countries, with about 214,000 baptized members in Japan. In an interview, a 38-year-old respondent said she had been sexually abused by a senior follower more than 100 times. 100 times between the ages of 9 and 12. And the former follower said she felt depressed every time a Jehovah's Witness ministerial servant came to her house, and her parents were members. And the man, who was about 25 at the time, played with her, and she thought of him almost as an older brother. And when she stopped attending school and was staying at home alone during the day, the man started bringing her sweets 2 or 3 times a week. And one day the man rubbed her stomach over her clothing, asking, "Are you okay?" And he gradually began to put his hands under her clothes. He touched her breasts, licked her face and neck, and even kissed her. When she was around 12, he touched her between the legs. She felt sick and scared, but she could not tell him to stop. Considering his position in the local congregation, she felt that she might be in danger if word got out. The woman long remained reclusive and drifted from job to job. She has been plagued with shaky hands and has difficulties sleeping. She has been on leave for about 2 years after she was diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder and depression. Sex abuse against children should not be allowed in society regardless of religion, the woman said. I want to ask the church how it will protect children when there is sexual abuse within the congregation. Miyako Shirakawa, a psychiatrist who treats sexual abuse victims, said the survey finding is probably only the tip of the iceberg, but it has a great social significance as a first step toward understanding the actual scope of the problem. I was surprised that so many people have been able to speak out, she said. Shirakawa has encountered sexual abuse cases committed by Christian clergy members, either Catholic or Protestant, and including Jehovah's Witnesses, and by Buddhist priests. Even if victims report abuse, they are often not believed when the perpetrator is in a position of authority, she said. And sometimes religious beliefs, such as speaking out about the abuse, is considered an act of blasphemy and betrayal of the church and God, also hindered disclosure. Shirakawa said the central government or the third-party organization should ascertain the status of sexual violence in religious communities. End of article. Well, yesterday that article went out to 8 million readers of that Asian newspaper. What a headline. What a story. A terrible story, but it's a story that we're hearing all over the world with regards to Jehovah's Witnesses. I didn't realize it was that bad, but it's bad. And this is just the tip of the iceberg in Japan. They just started opening this inquiry up just here this last July, and they got all these documented reports coming out. So, folks, it'll be interesting to see what happens. It says on the 28th, they're going to present this. There's going to be more information, more things happening in Japan, so stay tuned, and we will give you the rest of the story. You will not read this stuff on jw.org. So, well, folks, until next time, keep living your life with love. Bye for now.